We got some live day trading here. Right now, we definitely opened up way more bullish than expected. Well, actually, no, not even as expected, right? Because we wanted to see us take out this low at market open, which we did. If we check here on the daily, we're no longer at all-time highs. We're at all-time highs for a minute, but now we're no longer at those all-time highs, which is good, which is great. Let me turn on my mic a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me all the way. Let's get it up there. Alright, hopefully this is better. Okay, so yeah, on daily, on the daily on NASDAQ, we have we're no longer at all-time highs, actually retracing to this daily gap here that I marked out. On the 4-hour, we can see that we actually have two gaps right here. So not only did we have this low that we did just sweep or take out, but we also have this 4-hour gap and this daily gap right here. So I kind of want to see some inverse retrace action, I call it. I feel like I made up that term, but yeah. So basically, when we inverse a gap and then retrace from the other gap and then have a reversal from that second gap, all right, without inversing that second gap. That's just something I back test. I should give it a name. Let me know what name I should give it. But let's see if it actually plays out. But this would also indicate a higher time frame change in state of direction if we do happen to displace past these resistance internal lows right here, or internal lows. I'd say not resistance, internal lows, just internal lows. But yeah, on the hourly, if you want to check out hourly, we can see that I have my exact model playing out on the hourly. We have great structure forming. We do have initial displacement out of this structure, right? We did take out this low, which was pretty key level, and testing that higher time frame change in state is also good. On top of that, we do have the inverse retrace action happening, and what else do we have? I wanted to see us have an SMT right here. Don't think we'll have that. Let me see if ES also came lower, so that kind of invalidates our SMT divergence, which is fine. Inverse, or not inverse, but SMT divergence, we gotta realize that they're more like a bonus, right? If we see them, we see them. That's great. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. That doesn't completely invalidate our trade. But yeah, I like how ES is also kind of disrespecting this right here, disrespecting this higher time frame change in state direction, because what we want to see is that bullish retracement out of this gap. This is a daily gap. It holds a lot of weight. We want to see us really push the market with this. Today we have no news, so we would still be going for a lower hanging fruit, which would be like the top of this buy side liquidity, which is still a good move within the market. This is the 5-minute right here. If I drop on a 2-minute, we definitely have some good area for just a lot of points to be caught today. We do have this 5-minute change in state of direction. Yeah, this is like a lower time frame change in state of direction that I did mark out. This is definitely worth displacing. If we were able to get displacement out of this, that would be nice. I feel like that would pretty much confirm that we're gonna come for longs. As you guys can see here, what I guess, bro, am I a market maker? Am I like the next ICT market engineer? I made this inverse. There's no one that teaches the inverse retrace, bro. Made that shit up myself, bro. Back tested that shit, and you see it playing out. Inverse is 4-hour gap, and then retrace from this daily gap. I made that shit up. I made that up. But yeah, like I was saying, I want to see us displaced from this change in state of direction, and then possibly come back into this order block, because then this order block would then be validated. But we have this 5-minute gap right here that we could possibly inverse. If we do inverse this and come lower, then that would be our day. It's still 9:48 just about, so we'll see. A lot can happen in 2 minutes, so until macro. So we'll just give it a little bit. We don't have any news to really push that to drive that liquidity factor within the market. But we do have this daily gap. I really hope this daily gap just sends it, right? Because the weight that's being held within this daily gap really should just push this move without news. Because that's just how different confluences work, right? If you have, and this is more like a basic level like understanding with this, if you have like a lower time frame confluence, it's going to weigh less than a higher time frame confluence. Like this trading stuff is like second grade, bro. It's like a second grade can understand this, bro. It's like put it on a scale. You literally do the scales in like third grade, bro. Come on. But yeah, as well as these higher time frame like liquidity sweeps and this higher time frame change in state of direction, these are all great draws on liquidity that we could be targeting, or not targeting, but that we can just be observing, right, to really push market higher. And when I say it's going to push market higher, I don't mean we're going to have like a crazy just one candlestick push, which we're having a one candlestick like push higher right now because we had just initially tapped from that daily fair value gap or that daily gap. But we're not just going to have a one candlestick push all the way to the upside. It's going to like kind of have like more internally like be pushing, if that makes sense. By just like price is going to remember that we're coming from these higher time frame confluences, because there's an algorithm to all this stuff. Of course, from like a bystander's perspective, it's not going to seem as there's an algorithm to this, but there is, just like any system in life, right? Insurance, right? Social media, right? There's an algorithm to all of this. Of course, these systems, they seem complicated from the outside in, but from the inside out, it's just another system, bro. That's what the whole world is built on, systems. You gotta understand that, right? But I like how we're really pushing higher. I really like this. I really like it. What should I inverse retracement IR? I'm gonna look for IR. I'm gonna call it IR. I might copyright it. I might patent it. IR. IRA. I like that. Alright, we're looking for some IRA right here. IRA. We're looking for IRA. Nah, let me stop. But I really like how we're pushing higher. I do want to see displacement from these 5-minute equal highs here. Usually, and one thing that people miss, and like they don't understand this, is that when we're looking for these equal highs, we want to not only target the equal highs, but target the highest equal high. Because once we take out the highest equal high, then we have valid displacement. If we just make another equal high and close below the highest equal high, that's just another equal high, right? We want to take out the highest equal high, retrace into a continuation confluence, and take that play. And I really like how we have this gap right here. And all this is 5-minute. That's crazy. Probably wondering, like, if you knew IRA was happening, then why didn't you enter, right? Because it was in my model. Guys, you gotta realize that, like, we're going to see all these confluences and be like, oh my gosh, it's probably gonna happen. But you have to only enter it off your model, because I say that, it's because we could have had a rare circumstance where, we inverse a 5-minute gap coming off this daily gap, which is again rare. It's probably not going to happen, but it's still very probable. We want to we have to understand that trading is not about just getting the right move, but being disciplined and consistent in taking your model and only your model. Because that's really what separates. If we think about it if we just look at it, that's really how all these people become profitable. Just doing the same thing over and over and over again, not deviating from it. Okay? And I think that's where a lot of people trip up. Because just think about it. Look at your journal. Your journal, really? I have literally over 1,000 pages of journaling, and I'm not making that up. I will literally show you proof. Like, even I journal literally every single trade. Even if I don't take a trade, I journal why I didn't take a trade, guys. You see here, I'm not gonna like go through the whole journal just for today. You see page 101. This just from this month, right? And I journal literally every day, every month. But yeah. Man, I really like this movement right now. But yeah, your journal should all look relatively the same. That's what makes a profitable trader. Because profitability, if we just switch out the wording, it means like consistent in a way. Consistently profitable. Alright. So we have some displacement here. This really does mark out I'd say this really does mark out validation for this trade. You know, I would like to see us come into a confluence. I think this 2-minute confluence would be fine. I just want to see us mitigate a confluence for retracement before we continue this extension. So if we don't get it, then we don't get it. I mean, at least we were able to predict markets, and we're just blessed with the opportunity just to predict the markets, bro. Like, that's a blessing in itself. So I just want to realize that. But if we do, that's awesome. That's awesome too. So we're gonna test this. We're gonna try to get off this 2-minute, see if we can get an inversion from this 2-minute. If not, then we'll go for the 5-minute. And if we still don't get nothing, price is acting all weird, then we're just gonna call it a day. Right. You should be walking into the markets understanding, like, knowing what you're going to do, knowing what you're looking for. You shouldn't be walking into the markets blindly. If you're walking into the markets blindly and you're live day trading, go back on back testing, go back on FX replay, go back on replay on TradingView, because you should have a plan walking into the markets. It's like a robbery in a way. Yeah, I'm looking for this 2-minute. I don't really like to enter off a 1-minute confluences because sometimes they just don't hold, and we might want to go for the confluence below it, which will stop you out the trade. Yeah, and plus there's nothing on the lower time frames, which is beautiful. Not really a lot of room for manipulation. A lot of the manipulation already happened because these are such high time frame confluences. You would think we would just be continuing lower to inverse this daily gap, but we use this daily gap as kind of a rebalance. We rebalance from this daily gap so we can continue higher, right? And because we're gonna come back to all-time highs, right? Eventually. I mean, yeah. But also, really, just looking at this higher time frame change in state of direction, you gotta understand that too. Higher time frame change in state of direction. If we displace from this higher time frame change in state of direction, we're most likely gonna inverse this gap. If we don't, then I could definitely see us pushing back higher. And we have all this buy side formed. Like, this is a lot of liquidity just sitting there to get mitigated. And this gap above it, all-time highs resting right above that too. You know, imagine if we had news on this day. This would genuinely be a crazy day. I mean, it already is kind of. A lot of relative buy side right here. Definitely want to target that. Yeah. So looking for an entry now. Seeing if we can pull back to this 2-minute gap right here. If we don't, then we don't. If we do, then Whoop-de-doo. Oh, heck no. Come on, Praise. Give me a retracement. Fake. We can see that ES kind of had that retracement already. Which we could probably enter off. Alright. I'm going to put in 1 con here on ES. Just because we possibly already had a retracement we were looking for. Just 1 con here, low risk. Just because not sure if we want to come inverse this or take out a lower one. So I'm completely fine with getting stopped on this. Okay, yeah. I think we may want to mitigate this on NQ. So, to be honest, yeah. I think we're definitely going to want to, I'm probably going to cut losses just because I'm pretty sure, yo, enough. Not sure, guys.
You streaming?
Yes, bro.
I thought you weren't streaming.
No, I'm not streaming, but I'm recording.
That's not streaming, that's recording.
It's people still watch it.
Yeah, they go, you could edit it.
I don't edit, I just post, bro.
You don't edit?
Not the live. We gotta show them the real, you know? Gotta show them the authentic.
Are you too broke to afford an editor?
I edit myself on CapCut.
Ah, hell no, bro.
I don't need some crazy editor. I'm gonna do a montage, bro.
Bro, I was hoping I could just get butt ass naked. You would just edit it out.
Nah, gang, bro. Nah, bro. This is raw, uncut.
Damn.
I never edit my live streams. Gotta be real. What's he doing? What? Is he sleep talking?
Yeah, you sleep talking, Jonathan?
I do not.
Jonathan be fucking talking. Let's just put it that way. Bro, he has full-on conversation. Full conversation.
Talk to the people, man.
He's practicing talking even in his sleep.
His vernacular. Where are you going, sub? Don't leave him.
You know, in the shower.
What? He's cool. Okay. Alright, so look, I'd say like due to like just the price right now, NQ is definitely giving us like a little you guys know, because we do initially want to see this retracement to this confluence, right? And I feel like that would mark an inversion on NQ on ES, right, to inverse this. So I either want to like, let's see if we have a low prior to this. I'll be willing to put the stop loss like down here just to not freak my position up, if you know what I'm saying. I don't want to get wicked out. That's what I'm saying. Sorry about the background noise. Things that I think we're really going to want to rebalance to this gap here on the 2 minute, before we continue higher. I really, you know. Let's see what's doing that. Yeah, we're inversing this for sure. Alright, I'm gonna cut losses just because I'm feeling uneasy on this. It's just completely fine. It's not me not trusting my conviction. I'm not trusting the entry. That's a premature entry. So we're gonna wait here on NQ. I'm just gonna wait patiently for NQ to retrace upon this 2-minute gap here as planned. ES may inverse this before we do so, but I also do want to see ES inverse. I might get some backlash over that, I guess, pull out, you know, but I'm just doing me. I'm trading my own money, and you're trading your own money, so I'm gonna do me, alright? And if this trade does happen to go, you know, hit our take profit, then so be it, you know, so be it. But like, we're just gonna wait here, rebalance this gap as planned. Yeah, alright, see how it plays out. Alright, I like how we have that. Probably gonna enter a con here. Pop stops right under here. Take profit right here due to high, pretty close. Initially, we would want to be targeting here. But that's fine too. We should inverse. Yeah, this has been inversed here on ES, which is nice. So hopefully we can first take out this high and then take out buy side liquidity. Again, that move on ES, that was, I'd say, a premature entry. I wasn't really considering us wanting to rebalance on NQ. I was considering it, but I would admit that I was a little too jumpy on that entry, just because I seen ES already rebalance off this gap. So I'm thinking we're probably not going to, I guess, like have a retracement before we continue higher. But I do believe that we will push higher. It may be a little choppy because we have that no news, but hopefully before macro closes we can get out of this position. I'd say we did have a pretty good entry. I like how I didn't hesitate there. Earlier in the month I was kind of dealing with this hesitation issue on my entries, which I did want to like address, so I like how I didn't hesitate too much, but I wasn't too jumpy with it, if you know what I'm saying. I feel like we gotta get Ken Carson back in the streams, bro. Yeah, I remember I used to blast Ken Carson in the mornings, bro. I swear, I don't know how my parents did not like hate me for that. Guess they love Ken Carson. But we're in the dorm, so we kind of have to keep it quiet because we actually have people in the room. Definitely do want to see us take out this high. We have this internal high right here. Kind of in this like little choppy point right now. I would definitely prefer us to, put in 2 contracts in this trade at the start, and I was going to initially, which would have been nice, but we didn't. but I do want to like work into doing 2 contracts. It's like all about getting comfortable, and that's why I really like want to just preach that a lot of this trading stuff is literally time and experience. Because you can learn the whole book. Like I could literally teach you everything there is to know about trading, which I am low-key doing in my little boot camp I'm doing here on YouTube. I'm doing like a whole 30 episode boot camp throughout November, and literally every day, just something new about trading. All right, so I hope you guys are going to like that, because I know I am for sure. But you're gonna get so much value out of that. November 1st, I'm most likely gonna drop the first video. Well, I will drop the first video. So, but November 1st, 30 days to profitability. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then sorry, bro, what does NQ doing? But yeah, so I can literally give you the whole breakdown, but it's really time and experience. I say, are we gonna want to come towards this gap? I'm low key. Yeah, we definitely got filled on that. Dang, bruh. Are we possibly waiting for a 5-minute entry? I don't know. I know macro is about to close. Possibly macro close retracement. I don't know. All I know is that I'm following my model, and you know, sometimes it's not always going to play out, especially with these conditions with government shutdown and whatnot. But get stopped, we get stopped. Usually it just like edges you into your stop loss. That's how trading stuff works. Okay, so good risk management though. I'll take that loss when my head held high for sure. Maybe want to have some IRA coming towards this gap right here, which I'm definitely still keeping my options open. I think this is an amazing play. I'm not gonna discredit my conviction. For sure. So literally, I say realistically, this was my first trade of the day. So that's unfortunate though, but could definitely just be inversing this 5-minute, which is definitely possible. This is a 5-minute gap. I think I definitely do want to re-enter. They want to see us mitigate something here on 5-minute. Yeah, that was a complete inverse. So I'm going to see if we can get a re-entry here. Probably entering off this 1-minute inverse right here.
Order filled.
Alright. And then this will probably be my last position for the day.
We have a 30-minute contract? Like, no, you just
Keep at this high. Definitely below this right here. Mm-hmm.
No. That was just one game, though.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like, just minutes. I guess not. For something?
Could definitely see some IRA, but
Was it even him? Maybe a lot of players that did that shit.
I got stops at the inverse of this 1-minute gap right here. We inverse this 5-minute gap, so hopefully we just respect that, the inversion of this 5-minute gap. Not sure if we're going to have IRA to this 5-minute order block. IRA is usually with fair value gaps, inverse retrace action. So
feel like I'm not gonna go for a contested layup in the fucking NBA. Like, definitely not harder than that. Wait, I don't know. Did I call this? I always fucking cool.
We had IRA here on ES. Inverse this gap. Retrace from this one. So hopefully we can get a bullish reversal from this and not have to have that IRA on the NASDAQ. I'm also going to enter another con on here.
Order filled.
This is the door. Can I actually share it first? Nice try. It's a good try.
If you're wondering why I'm minimizing the take profit, it's because when we're scaling evals, when we're leveraging evals, there's the consistency rule, and you don't want to really break that consistency rule and make more than 50% within a day. I don't like how we're pushing lower here on ES. Again, we may just be coming towards that 5-minute order block, which would just should be fine. One thing to always remember is that like we're always gonna have another trading day. There'll always be another eval to purchase, always be another $50 to go out there, always be able to, buy another XFA. There's, infinite opportunity within this world. You take your losses with pride, bro. It's all about you trying, bro. You trying. You're not gonna make every shot you make, right? You're not gonna make every shot you take. But it's about shooting shots until you do make that shot. So
Still trading. This kid's out here chasing a setup.
alright. So we did get stopped, bro. Most likely going towards this 5-minute order block right here. No doubt. No more trades for me today. That's definitely a big loss on the day. But it's fine. I mean, you gotta really separate yourself from the money aspect of trading. That's literally how it works.
You know what those words sound like.
But yeah, no doubt I can definitely see us from like what I was saying. We have these higher time frame confluences. Definitely want to see us push higher. This is an hourly setup, to be honest. So we could just be making a change of state with the hourly right here. We are making these equal highs.
You know what they say though, never trade on a rainy day.
No one fucking says that.
I've heard that been said before. I swear to God.
Whoever said that's unprofitable. But yeah, the The ideal play could have been off this 5-minute order block, which would have been more sound too. Can definitely see it's just pushing higher. And I do think I want to forward test this, not taking the play before we're testing it. Alright. And it's going to be like that sometimes. Sometimes you have the right conviction, but shit just doesn't go according to plan, right? And since we did have such a large retracement, I definitely want to see us pushing those all-time highs, or at least right there. But I want to see how this plays out. I'll probably like keep recording and then just like put this in 5 times speed to see what happens, because no doubt